The courtroom was a pressure cooker, silent except for the faint hum of the overhead lights. On the witness stand sat Professor Roberts, a picture of scholarly calm amidst the palpable tension. He adjusted his spectacles, his gaze fixed not on the prosecuting attorney but directly on Judge Thompson, who presided with an air of unshakable authority. The jury watched, leaning forward, sensing that the trial's pivotal moment was at hand. Every breath was held, every eye was locked on the professor as he prepared to speak, the fate of the defendant hanging precariously in the balance. The air was thick with anticipation, a silent promise that the foundations of this case were about to be irrevocably shaken. Professor Roberts reached into his worn leather briefcase, his movements deliberate and unhurried. He produced a small, faded photograph, its edges softened by time. "Your Honor," he began, his voice steady and clear, "I would like to submit this piece of evidence for the court's consideration." He placed the photograph on the overhead projector, and a grainy image flickered to life on the screen behind him. It showed two young men, arms slung around each other's shoulders, smiling in front of an old university dormitory. One was the defendant, looking impossibly young. The other was a man the court did not recognize, but Judge Thompson clearly did. The camera zoomed in, capturing a flicker of shock, a momentary loss of composure that betrayed a history the judge had long kept buried. Professor Roberts' voiceover, layered with a faint echo. "For 20 years, Your Honor has carried the weight of a promise made on a graduation day. A promise to an old friend, a roommate, that you would always look out for him, no matter the cost." The voiceover continued as the camera cut between the photograph and the judge's increasingly unsettled face. "That young man, the defendant, is the son of your long-lost friend, David Miller, the very man you swore an oath to protect. An oath that now conflicts directly with the one you took upon accepting that gavel." The revelation landed with the force of a physical blow, stripping away the judge's veneer of impartiality. A wave of astonished murmurs swept through the courtroom, a cascade of whispers that broke the suffocating silence. The jury exchanged wide-eyed glances, and the attorneys on both sides were momentarily speechless. Professor Roberts looked directly at the judge, his expression one of somber duty rather than triumph. He delivered his final, devastating line, his voice ringing with clarity and conviction. "Justice cannot be served when the scales are held by a hand bound by personal allegiance." The frame froze on Judge Thompson's face, his eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief and utter despair, a man trapped by a ghost from his past. The gavel on his bench seemed heavier than it had ever been before.